Hi, welcome to Overtime. I'm OD and
I'm Erin.
all right. Today we're gonna start off with football talk. We approaching the Super Bowl pretty soon here, a couple weeks from Sunday. So we approaching Super Bowl here. As you can see, I got my Niners shirt on. First
God,
off,
I hate my life.
well, Aaron was not in a good mood for a couple days there, was he?
I still don't.
I'm sure you still hurt, but she was definitely not in a good mood. But we'll get to that. We'll start off with the Denver and Patriots game. I picked Denver. Gave you
good call.
Gave you some reasons why, and
you're wrong, Mo.
Definitely very wrong. Blowout city. Tebow sucked. Denver's defense sucked. Brady looked like he was unstoppable.
Again.
I mean, the big dude, all of it. It didn't matter. He could have threw it to me, and I would have scored against Denver.
I would have scored.
I mean, yes, you would have scored. I mean, it was just a blowout. Not much to talk about that game. I had no business picking Denver. I don't know. I guess my possibility of me being in the Super Bowl. Do I really want to face Brady? That's the way I looked at it.
Now you got an excuse.
No, I'm just saying that's the way I looked at it in the overall factor because I'm thinking ahead. But fact of the matter, Denver got blew out.
They did, and I was correct about that. So
good job, Erin.
Thank you.
All right,
I gotta take what I can get this week. Okay.
All right, next Texas and Baltimore, and this game was closer than the score was close, but it was closer, than who won. Basically Baltimore won. I picked Baltimore. But I found myself rooting for the Texans. I did. I found myself in that game rooting for the Texans. I mean, I just figured that would be a better matchup for the Patriots. I mean, it'd be better. Their defense was a little bit stronger.
Okay.
Than what the Ravens did. Sometimes it doesn't look as crisp as I think it should. Think about it. The plays, Yates threw two stupid interceptions.
Right.
I mean, he was in traffic and everything. And the Ravens D was getting ranked on. Now, they made some halftime adjustments. And, all power to the coaching staff for doing what they did. But, Foster was getting up on them.
Yeah. But do the Patriots have Foster?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's a better matchup. To me, I felt like it would have been probably a better game. And the Patriots defense is just weak. I mean, Yates is, let's face it, Tebow lovers, you're going to hate it, but Yates is a better quarterback than Tebow.
Obviously.
He's a better passer, everything.
Like I said.
Yates would have done enough. And,
Tebow.
Come on, Patriots D against Houston, against Erin Foster, it would have been a shred. I'm just saying the Patriots,
I
just looking at that matchup. It's going to, so since we dissected both of them, so you got Patriots and Baltimore on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, Baltimore, like I said, they're like a Jekyll and Hyde team when they're at the crib and when they're away. And, I don't know, maybe the Patriots, Belichick's, he's a master at, he looks and says, okay, well, Foster was running on them.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a couple stables in the, horses in the stable for running backs,
Yeah.
Falk, he's won a Super Bowl before. He's no big-time guy, but, with the Patriots, there's always some guy that's not, he's not a big-time guy.
Right.
You got Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, or the law firm, whatever you want to call them. Woodhead. These guys, maybe they can run the ball a little bit on Baltimore.
Maybe.
We know they. We'll see. And I don't know. I don't know basically what to call on that situation. But who you got? Who you got this week?
At New England, I gotta take New England. I just feel like Brady, Belichick. I'm not betting against them.
Well, I've said all this good stuff about the Patriots.
You picking Baltimore?
I'm taking Baltimore.
Okay.
Not an upset. These two teams, I'm just going to take the defense, given the playoffs. I'm going to take the defense. I think...
What about Joe Flacco?
Yeah, since we're talking about that, Reed called out Flacco, and don't think it was a good idea.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I see what he was trying to do and why he said it.
I don't really see that's something you need to put
But he didn't say it to the press.
Yeah, it's not something. It's never a good thing. The guys downplayed it. Flacco just kind of, just shrugged it off his shoulder. I think Flacco's a sensitive guy. You can just tell by the comments he made previous this year, about we run the ball, this and that.
He's also an idiot.
But and that that mustache
Oh,
thing,
God.
whatever that is. Fact of the matter
I can't trust him.
fact of the matter is, this week it's gonna happen. Reed put a little bit of motivation in his ear. He's gonna go the opposite way. He's not gonna crash with with some criticism. I think he's gonna get uplifted with some criticism. He's gonna move forward. They didn't really use Ray Rice much against the Texans. I think
the Texans are a much better defense.
Exactly. So Ray Rice is fresh.
Right.
So pound him against the Patriots.
I just feel
control the ball.
The Patriots offense is just better than the Baltimore defense.
I just feel like the Baltimore defense, if they hit you, it could be bad. I mean, it could be a situation. I mean, they're gonna, they don't like. Ray Lewis might say things to be nice, but I don't think he's a big fan of Brady.
He might say things to be. Look, we all know Ray Lewis is totally nuts, but
and he really doesn't even like the Patriots. I think just in general.
No, I don't think he does either.
Ever since like 2007 that I can really remember with that situation, they had a couple crazy calls in that game that they played them. So I feel like Baltimore get them again. They're gonna go Foxborough and get that win. And
all right, we'll see.
Well, first half of the Hobart Bowl. All right, so I'll just leave with my team. You want it in?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, so I talked a lot of crap via Facebook, friends, on the show. My Niners did what seemingly y'all feel is the shock of the world, but not to me. Now, I will say what the shock was of that game. I'm going to say the shock of that game was...
The ending?
Yes. The ending. Alex Smith did something I had never seen before.
That's because he had never done it before.
I mean, I was...
Who knew?
I didn't know. I mean, you take a guy number one, and you think after at least the third year he'd get it. It's been 7, 8, since 05? 05, yeah, so it's been 7 years. So, finally came, and he came in a good spot. And Vernon Davis was big. If it wasn't for some of those turnovers, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it, but they go on. I mean,
it happened.
Awesome game. Probably one of the best games I ever seen. For me, whose team hadn't been in the playoff for 9 years. 9 years. Just, man, I couldn't watch that game with nobody. I had to be at home in my element, screaming in my own house, because I would have just been, I would have got kicked out of any bar I was at or anybody's house or whatever. So it's probably going to be the same way for me this week. All right, let's talk about the Giants and Packers. Now, I picked the Packers.
So did I.
I picked the Packers, but that game, even the sky, I hate to say it, Erin, but it could have been worse. I really do. A couple of questionable calls in there.
Obviously, yeah. There were a couple calls that made me scratch my head as a Packer fan, and they went to Packers' way.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Oh, God, I don't ever want to think about that game again as long as I live.
Well, we got to discuss it.
I know.
It just
but
seemed,
it's just so fresh.
It just seemed like...
They were a completely different team?
Well, I just think that
they couldn't catch passes? They couldn't play defense?
Okay, I'll give you this.
Special teams was bad?
I'll give you this. Aaron Rodgers didn't have the best game, but he didn't have a horrible game. There were a lot of drops in that game.
A lot.
I mean, it was just... I was like, whoa. I mean, really just... It just came like some drops there. Guys were wide open. Now, he did miss a couple passes and things like that.
He wasn't his normal Aaron Rodgers self. Like, he's obviously capable of playing much better than that, but you're right. It wasn't terrible necessarily.
For him, it's like playing like... I guess I could throw my own quarterback. It was like he had an Alex Smith effort of... I mean, I don't know how to say it.
Don't put him in that class.
I ain't gonna say Alex Smith. Who? I mean, he didn't really... It was not as good, but it wasn't horrible. I don't know where to put him.
It was definitely off a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't...
Those receivers dropped so many passes that they should have caught.
Yeah, Finley's one of the craziest guys on y'all team. Like, he makes the extreme crazy catches, but he can't
catch the easy ones.
Yeah, he can't make the...
Wide open.
To me, Finley is like, he's a self-check guy. Like, wide open across the middle, he can't catch that, but he can catch the back shoulder where the guy's about to intercept it. He can catch that or whatever. But, I mean, I just think the defense finally caught up to y'all. I mean,
I don't even necessarily agree with that. I don't think it was that our defense was exposed or whatever. They hadn't been that good all season. I just feel like when our offense normally bails us out, they couldn't this time.
Well, that's truth to that.
All those drop passes, it wasn't the offense that had been dominating games all season.
And they hurried. They got in Rodgers' face. I mean, there was a lot of hurry. I didn't think the Giants. I will say this: Giants' running game, outside of a couple big plays, was not really dominating y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one play, that got him in the situation to get that Hail Mary pass. That was pretty much one of the two plays that were big on the running side. So, but that, like I said, that was a key play. Got him in good field position. They go for the end zone shot. Fluke play. But have you seen the size of Hakeem Nicks' hands? God, I seen it on SportsCenter, his glove size. Man, he should be able to catch anything you throw at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are just in terrible position. It was like a couple Giants that probably could have caught that pass.
Probably.
Okay, all right, we'll move on.
I'm still depressed.
All right, so
talking about it.
So okay, well then that makes it Giants and Niners. So, what's your pick?
You go first.
I go first. Well, of course I'm gonna pick my Niners. But tough game. It's gonna be a real tough game. Yeah, we beat them earlier in the year, but it was a couple things that I was not impressed in. Our running game didn't really do much against the Giants as it should have. I think this week our running game will be much better. Giants, and I think Crabtree will be a key factor in this game. He had a few drop passes that were like, some big play type things. So, home game, I was very impressed with our crowd. Really was. It was loud. We were, sitting Justin Smith on the defense. Oh my God. Did you see the one play where he reaches over and grabs Breeze and pulls him down? Impressive. So
they played well.
I'm not gonna be real cocky and talk a lot of crap this week about it, but I just feel like we're gonna get the win and we'll be in the Harbaugh Bowl. That's what I'm calling. Calling Harbaugh Bowl rematch, because I want that revenge for what happened on Thanksgiving Day. This probably was the maddest I've been in my team all year. So that's what I got. What you think?
I'm just gonna go Giants.
Giants?
It's really because I picked the Patriots and I think it would be a great rematch.
So you got Patriots Giants, right? In a rematch, and I got the Harbaugh Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. So we'll see what happens. It all starts Sunday.
Really? God. Oh, this sucks.
Okay, we'll stop talking about football then. We don't really got too much else. Let's see. Discussion on the Heat. Now,
everyone's favorite.
Yeah, well, everyone's favorite. Anyway. Well, we were just discussing about the Big Three. She hadn't really said that yet, but I think the Big Two is the better option. Is the better option. They're 5-0, and they're not just 5-0. They're a dominating 5-0. So
without Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, the Big Two. So I'm just thinking in my mind, what happens if Boss decided to go to Cleveland? Would LeBron be so hated still staying in Cleveland?
No, of course he wouldn't.
Okay, I'm just saying if
what
Boss.
Question is that?
No, I'm just saying if Boss made that decision to just go to Cleveland with LeBron.
Yeah.
First off, now that I'm thinking about it, if you're going with LeBron, you're gonna get big market anyway, Boss. So he wanted to go to a big market city, but you played in Toronto.
You are echoing what I've been saying for a long time.
Whoa, when did you say something about that?
No, it's about markets, and I don't know why players care so much about that.
Well, it's definitely, it's about the money. It's outside of the league.
You're rich anyway.
People are always looking to make, you think about how many basketball players are broke after playing. Think about it. It's a high, it's like 60%, I think.
Well, then they need to get better financial advisors.
Well, they need to talk to Jamal Mashburn. That's who they need to talk to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's who they need to talk to. But no, I don't know. What's your opinion about it? I just feel like, it would ethically, it would be crazy. And this probably won't happen, but just hypothetically speaking,